There's so many of us that are here, but it's always important to remember folks who aren't here. And this last week, I was in court in the Dalles with a fellow who from Spokane who was so excited. On April 20th, 2009, he opened up a dispensary in Spokane and called it Change. And on August 21st, on his way back from Bend, where he went to get medicine to distribute to his patients in Spokane, he was stopped by a state trooper illegally. Although the seizure of the medicine was upheld by a judge, and that judge wouldn't reconsider, and neither would the next one. He appeared in court on Thursday. We had a 3-hour sentencing hearing. Douglas Hyatt, who's a NORML legal committee lawyer from Seattle and an activist, came down and testified about how there isn't a good supply system in Washington, how there aren't good safe access points for patients. And the judge in the Dalles sentenced him to 25 months in prison. He's not here today. Otherwise, he would be. Another person who's not here today I think of often is our friend Jack Hare, the godfather of hemp. And Jack used to say a lot of things that I learned from him about this work. One thing he said was that marijuana consumers will spend, whatever it is to buy a bag of the sticky green and won't kick down 2 cents to change the laws. As long as that continues, my friends, we're not going to change the laws, because the laws now and the changing of the laws now is entirely dependent on campaign contributions. It's just how it works. It's just the reality of it. And the other thing Jack used to say at gatherings like this is that marijuana is not going to re-legalize itself. And if you're not registered to vote, then you're not going to be part of making it change. And in this primary election, you need to be registered as a Democrat. My party, which is I like to say, I don't belong to any organized political party. I'm a lifelong Democrat. And the reason is that nobody's filed for the Attorney General of the state except for 2 Democrats. One of them is Ellen Rosenblum. And one thing you might notice about Ellen is that she's a woman. And oddly enough, there's 3 statewide positions. There's the governor, the Secretary of State, and the Attorney General. There's never been a woman Attorney General. So we have the opportunity this election, the election that ends May 15th, to elect the first woman Attorney General in Oregon. And if you're a registered Democrat, you get to participate in that. Don't forget to do it. So I've got some of these brochures, and I also have contribution envelopes, and I'll be walking around, and I'm hoping that you'll take a brochure and you'll take a contribution envelope and that you'll do the right thing. And I'll tell you why. The why of it is that Ellen states publicly that she understands that medical marijuana is a social justice issue, that it's wrong to arrest patients and their providers for the medicine that they need. She gets it on medical marijuana, and she says it publicly. Seems like a little thing. It's huge. There's nobody else in Oregon that's ever run for statewide office that said that. And not only does she say that, she says publicly that at a time when there are limited law enforcement resources to expend, they shouldn't be concentrated on marijuana law enforcement. That's what she says. We have an opportunity for real change. Now, I know Dwight Holton. Paul Loney and I went to go visit with Dwight here he is, when he was the U.S. Attorney, and he and Ellen debated at the Oregon State Bar's criminal law section thing, and I asked them both, if, for example, OCTA passes and there's a lawsuit, would they defend it? And they both said they would, and I'm certain Dwight would defend the Medical Marijuana Act, just like John Kroger, filed a brief on the concealed handguns weapons cases. But he wouldn't be very enthusiastic about it. And although some are promoting, no on Holton, I'm promoting yes on Ellen. And I want us to be positive about this. I want us to be positive and support a candidate who is interested in our community, who appreciates us, and who speaks the truth on our issues. So please, take a brochure or take some brochures and distribute them, and send in a contribution and do what you can. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so much.